But we know that the South Koreans have a qualitative advantage in terms of semiconductor production. So for that, we can have joint R&D, which will basically pave the way for semiconductor fabrication plants. And of course, for that, you need investment in skills development. You need a large pool of personnel which needs to be trained by Korean experts. And for that, you need to have a formal agreement. And of course, we have an increasingly large number of universities with engineering graduates. So this should be a public-private partnership in Bangladesh, which is then gearing up with Korean companies. If we can, and of course, that will lead to creation of special industrial zones like the Korean EPZ, but which is dedicated to, again, semiconductor manufacturing. Again, this is the part where, again, this is the green technology and renewable energy. We all know that the age of hydrocarbon is almost over us. There's a push for renewable energy. There's a push for carbon trading permits. And South Korea has some of the advanced renewable energy along with China in Asia. Now, South Korea focuses on advanced green technologies. Mentioned by my earlier speakers, we have already actively sought a comprehensive strategic partnership with South Korea, which may or could include defense cooperation alongside economic and political engagement. Now, there are ongoing discussions about enhancing maritime security and naval cooperation, which has been also adequately addressed by my previous speakers. Now, according to reports, Bangladesh has recently acquired South Korean DSAR-15 assault rifles. Now, these are actually very effective small arms usage, and this is usually used in the Navy. And apparently, if reports are to be believed, it has proved to be quite a hit. So again, the Bangladesh Navy's appetite for small arms, now that can be also satisfied significantly as the Navy's presence and size increases, and as we engage more and more with ownership of our Bay of Bengal and into the Indo-Pacific strategy. So again, South Korea could be an important conduit. And also, if reports are to be believed, negotiations are underway for larger, more complex systems, such as 6 improved Jang Bogo class submarines. Now again, the negotiations are underway, and probably it will cost around $2 billion, but also this highlights Bangladesh's intent in expanding its naval presence. And South Korea can be a valuable partner under a mutually sustaining framework. Apart from this, this also ties in with our Forces Goal 2030, which aims to modernize Bangladesh's defense industry and reduce its weapons reliance from one single industry. And now let me touch not the elephant in the room, which could be very well me, but it's the dragon in the room. Because there's something that has come out in June and July of 2025. It's the Think Twice Act. And what is the Think Twice Act? This has been introduced, or this has been sponsored by Senator Pete Ricketts of Nebraska. And again, the legislation contains several components. The first one is to discourage third countries from buying weapons, sophisticated weapons from China. And number 2, increasing sales of American weapons to third countries. And number 3, even exploring potential prospects of ban on countries which acquire Chinese weapons. So this is the Think Twice Act. And let me add, for again, another addition to it, that the future, during this US ambassadorial confirmation hearings in the Senate, when you had the current ambassador, the ambassador designate, Brent Christensen, the sponsor of this Think Twice Act, Mr. Pete Ricketts, senator from Nebraska, was during the confirmation hearing where he raised the issue of Bangladesh's over-reliance on acquisition of Chinese arms. And again, that is just, again, a indicator of the future. And if I have to believe the report that has been published in Dhaka Tribune, because information regarding weapons purchase is a bit opaque in the best of times. So according to Center for Development Alternative, and the report was published in Dhaka Tribune probably in April. So the idea or the information that is given that Bangladesh is currently the 26th largest arms importer in the world. And again, for a period of time between 2019 and 2023, according to that report. It is not my report, so I cannot claim ownership. You have to catch Professor Ishtakar for Imtiaz for that. Again, from 2019 to 2023, Bangladesh was the second largest purchaser of arms from China. Well, if that is the case, which is, again, every country has a strategic requirement, but the need to balance and diversify our weapons requirement sourcing is important for multiple purposes. And in this case, South Korea could be an important conduit. Now, moving on, and this is the last part, when we sum it all up. Now, the first one that we need to explore is the Economic Partnership Agreement. So again, this has been already discussed, the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement that we are pursuing with South Korea. But the problem is we do not have any policy consistency. With our regime change, our priorities keep on changing. And also, more of our policy changes are